Let me good friends. Well, this is my second video today, and I get a little bit more light. It's pretty dark this morning. Anyway, so I got chat going everywhere. Laptop, tablet. I gotta keep up to date on all the rush garbage that Greg Sawyer sends me. Oh, that's rock bottom. Uh, yeah, you might as well be at a Rush concert. Garbage band. They suck. And okay, we're gonna get into the homeless. Okay, I just made a comment on one guy's video on YouTube, and it was on Calgary. And okay, I can't keep hitting the tablet screen all the time. Oh, that's better. Then I can have a loose hand from the Brian Adams brewed coffee. It rocks just like Brian Adams. And even Brian Adams would be, probably disappointed at all the homeless in his country. And back in the 70s we had like zero. And I just posted a video on Spin, and I'll do this one too. I said the 70s was so much easier. I don't know what the 40s, 50s, and 60s. Well, 60s a little bit. I don't remember too much of it. Sounded like the 60s was pretty rough. Lots of turmoil everywhere. Oh, kind of like now. In a different way. Okay, the Calgary homeless. Okay, see, it must be a problem if you're posting videos on it. Yeah, it is. And has anybody seen the the I've seen so many videos on like everything. So you should be shocked at the stuff that's going on in this world. Well, the one that stood out for me. Okay, not the Calgary one, not even Skid Row in LA. Okay, I know you're looking at that going, okay, that's pretty bad. Nope, there's worse than that. You're like, what? Yep, I've seen it. Maybe you don't want to see it. After I've seen it, I'm like, oh my god. It's in Philly, Kensington Ave, in Philly. You take a look at that, and you're like, oh my. And I've said this right from the start. Why would you let your place look like that? Why would you do that? I I've been around long enough, and here's what you hear from all these. Well, it's a previous. Really? No. Sorry, that gets a little bit old. No, nobody's buying it. Sorry, you're just not buying it. Nobody wants to spend. It's all about the money. Nobody wants to spend the money. You don't want to spend the money? That's what it's going to look like. If you want crime to go high, don't spend the money. You're going to keep somebody down. They're looking at who has the money, and it's you. And you're going to have some problems. If money means that much to you, you're in sad shape. And just like Trump, the creep, he is a creep. I'm sorry. So is Clinton. Clinton's another one. Scum. America deserves better. I'm sorry. Yeah, the creep Trump will tell you he's taking the money with him. Ask him. He'll tell you, I'm taking it with me. You're like, what the? Yeah, he's blinders. And that's what you're seeing with all the homeless. Get the blinders on. Okay, I'm donating. I've been doing this for ever since I stayed there. Doing this, like donating food over at the shelter. I could I could at the food bank. I could, uh, but I stayed at the shelter, so I get back to that to the to the like 2 3 days a week, and every couple of months I get like 3 dozen donuts and drop them off. And can you imagine? Oh, okay, I realize they're serving the healthy stuff, but this is kind of like a treat every once in a while. So can you imagine you're in there and you're lining up to get the food, and a bunch of donuts there. Take your pick. Double chocolate, chocolate glaze, apple fritter. Oh yeah, and you're like, whoa. Honey colors, sprinkle donuts. What else is there? Sour cream. Well, okay, sour cream. It doesn't have too much like chocolate on it, but oh yeah. So here's another thing I saw, and I've been like almost like everywhere. Seen some nice places, seen some garbage places. Places where you're thinking, yeah, I think it's better being at a Rush concert. Okay, that's pretty sad. Uh, so when I first went to Surrey, this before I went into coma and lost my hearing, and diabetic too, and so there was like 50 tents set up around the food bank in Surrey. Within about a year, they had probably it was a whole block on both sides full of tents. I says to Roger, I says, hey, I think there's like 300 tents there. Yep. I says, when I came here, there was only like 50. He goes, yep. And I says, do you think that might be a problem? Yep. I says, you'd have to be blind and stupid not to see what's going on here. So then they ended up putting up modulars, 4 separate places in Surrey. Okay, the length of the modulars, there is like, how many? Four I think. 4 in each section. Okay, the section is, it's taken up a block, but not lengthways, it's widthways. So as wide as your block is, that's how long the modulars 4 on each one. So they took all the people off the street. Technically, they're homeless. I'm not sure how long they're staying in the modulars. But here's what I saw just a few days ago, Vancouver. This is with the new premier, not Horgan. That Horgan was. I realize they're all bad. This guy's like bad. He was keeping jobs from with the Keystone pipeline. Okay, now I realize you guys are seeing the same thing I'm seeing. They're having leaks with the pipeline running from is it Alberta right to Texas or Washington? I forget. They're having leaks. Well, the oil was going to BC anyway. It's all about the money. They're going to keep it going no matter if it's working or not working. They realize they're going to have some problems. It's coming anyway. You put it on rail. Can you imagine? A real disaster with oil? Oh my. Forget that Exxon Valdez. Oh no. That'll be nothing compared to that. Um, uh, yeah, so Vancouver put up, I don't know how many sites, um, more than a few. So they're going to clean up Hastings Street. I think, did I mention it in the last one? Maybe I did. Anyway, um, but Surrey, I, I basically lived in Newton, which is in between Surrey and White Rock. I stayed in White Rock too, but only in the rehab to get to start to walk again. You're like, oh, that must have sucked. Yeah. What a good view up there. Looking at Mount Baker in Washington. That's a nice view up there. Yeah. I mean, if you're in bad shape, you might as well have a good view. Well, yeah. Yeah, well, real nice. Nice view up there. Uh, Not so much the view in Surrey. Surrey is like a dump. It's dirty. You will see probably two or three homeless sleeping like anywhere, bus stops, park. Every block is like that. And you're like, oh my, but they're spread out so much. Um, but they were in the tent city over by um, 10 between 108 and 106, and oh, but if you want to see something real disturbing, you check out that Kensington Avenue, Philly. Oh my. Um, but the last place you want to be homeless on this planet. Like if you're homeless in Moscow, I checked out the weather. The coldest area is like minus 7. Oh, that's nothing. Okay, Siberia. Okay, I looked at that. Okay, that's like minus 40. Okay, that's Calgary. Yeah, that's Alberta weather right there. I'm not sure how dry it is there. If it's damp, okay, that's even worse. But um, last place you want to be homeless, Alberta. I mentioned in the one video that I just posted 2 comments on. They find one or two dead in every major city in this country, and I talk to people all the time from Hong Kong and Aussie, Vietnam, the warm places. And they're like, oh my, frozen to death. Yeah. You're like, why would you never? Many reasons. It's mostly they're mentally challenged, which this country doesn't want to spend the money on. It's all about the money. Well, I realize some don't want to help, but you ask people in this country, no, we don't want to spend money on it. I'm like, in people in other countries are like, I thought you Canadians are nice. That's nice. That's what they call nice here. Yeah. So when you come here, you go, hey, oh, you're the guys that the golfer was saying you don't want to spend the money. Oh, well, that's real nice. Yeah, that's what we do here. You're like, what the? That's because they say their vote matters. Don't take my tax money and spend it on the homeless. Nope, don't do it. I've seen the mentally challenged. I've been in enough of these places. There's a bunch of right in this town. The doctors don't want to. They they know they have problems, but they're making up excuses not to have to see that costs money. They don't want to spend money. Plus the government doesn't want you to see that they're spending money, because they're going to go, oh, I didn't want my money spent on that. Oh, it looks like you're looking for a new job. All about the money. You're like, you guys are in sad shape. Yeah, the people walk around with they're tight, like squeaking tight. I don't want my money spent on homeless. I'd rather you freeze to death. That's less money that you're getting from welfare, and yeah, there you go. But you know, don't be telling everybody you're blind and you see your kid 2 blocks away. You're like, what? That's not blind. Stevie Wonder, oh, one of my all-time favorites. He would say, hello. Yeah, that's not blind. uh, Okay, I'm gonna pee myself silly. And again, you might as well be at a Reds concert. The best comedy band ever, but they still suck. And okay, and you guys rock.